Welcome to A Pint and Two Shots, coming to you from the G4 podcast studio, with part-time pundit and average actor Stephen and bringing a wealth of knowledge and questionable patter, it's our no-nonsense dafty Chris Toal. Completing our front three, it's the man himself, all the way from the tap end of Stevenson, it's Grado!
Welcome to A Pint and Two Shots.
Should we just be called Two Shots this week?
Welcome to Two Shots. Two Shots, aye. It's a podcast, it's a football podcast.
Grado has got a legitimate...
No, it has.
A legitimate reason. I was going to say an excuse there, but it's not an excuse, it's a reason.
It's a reason.
The Wayne's
daughter
chicken
has the
popped
pox.
up.
Aye, she has a pox.
She's popped up.
I don't think he's got a babysitter this week and he has to be there, so he cannot make it. So
watch the outbreak of shingles now, but I'll tell you.
Don't say that, because we're in fucking Panther, girl. Don't say that. But you're stuck with Two Shots, trips.
Aye, two hoffs.
Two hoffs.
So,
aye, two hoffs.
Podcast and two hoffs.
A podcast and two hoffs. That's alright, isn't it? That sounds alright.
Go for that. That can be a new name.
Aye, a podcast and two hoffs.
That can be a new name. So, the next legal wrangle that we get ourselves into.
Mr. Toal, how are you?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
I'm alright. Bit tired.
Aye, you've been busting your ass, man.
Aye.
Been busting your ass.
It's been hard. It's been good. It's gone well. Spent a lot of time with Grado and we were talking off air. I've kind of fell in love with somebody.
Who have you fell in love with?
Got a new favourite wrestler, man. I have.
To be fair, he's a hard man not to fall in love with.
We're speaking of none other than Jack Jester, but I call him Lee.
Because he knows him well, he calls him Lee.
Lee. He's my mate Lee.
I've known him for going on 10 years now, and I still just call him Jester.
He's Lee.
Do you know what it is? He's
Lee to me.
He's forgetting the arse he sat on. He's forgetting his wrestling background.
Right, this guy, right, he rocks into work. Me and Grado were talking to him one day, during rehearsals, talking about, I think remember when we did the promos for this?
Yes, and you were wearing your Louis Vuitton t-shirt.
So I turned up to rehearsals all day, a pair of trackies and a Stone Island topo and a pair of Yeezys. No, he's not. He's walked in with a pair of Yeezys, trackies and a Machino topo on, right? And we're like, look at this, man. Big Lee walks in, right? And we're talking about clays and all that. But he walks in with a fur coat, a pair of ripped denims.
Charity shop to his nut.
A kind of woolly jumper, pair of boots, and he's got a hat on. Who looks the best out of the three is?
Well, it goes without saying. The guy is like an oil painter.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? There's no denying it. I've never met a guy that's got as many scars that you could walk down a catwalk, no bother, and nobody would say a word about it.
And to top it all off,
he's a talented motherfucker, isn't he?
No, I wasn't going. He is that, and I said that, and this is on camera, and I've told this to Lee's face. I've worked in Pant a long time. He's one of the best baddies I've worked with. Aye, he's so good, but he's a nice guy, isn't he? He's a really nice guy.
Yes, he's a gentleman.
Don't be fooled with that eye. Don't be fooled with that eye. You know what I mean?
What is he? A big, sweaty, ugly man or something?
One of the first lines I've got is, have you not been listening, big, sweaty, ugly man with furry eye? But he's a joy.
He's a great guy. And like I say, I've known him for a long time, and to see him starting to get that wee bit of success
he deserves it.
Outside of wrestling.
He's shit hot in the Scots.
He is tremendous in the Scots, and I've said that to him as well without having
You were going to say something else, but the way I say it now. I know what you were going to say.
I know. Listen, I love the Scots. He's fucking brilliant.
He's class.
Everybody's strong in it, but I think my favourite character is Stoner, Big Stoner McGregor. I think he's my favourite.
I loved how when you went to stop yourself.
I was diplomatic there, wasn't I?
It's like
I was just going to go in and say he's the best thing in it.
Aye, and it's like the way when somebody gives a teleweight poker, you're like, and he's you moved your cup for some reason.
He is in check.
No, but he's doing brilliant, Big Lee. Honestly, in the panel, he's phenomenal. And as I say, the amount of booze you get after the audience is like around the applause for.
Or did they all bring bottles in for him?
I knew you were going to say that. The amount of booze he gets is equivalent to guys like me and Grado getting around the applause, and see how many he's smashing.
He'll eventually have turned face by the end of the panto, and yous will be the baddies. They'll be cheering him. And obviously, with all the mods in the crowd, there'll not be a dry seat in the house.
No, exactly. But
So, no, who else is doing really well?
who?
Kylian Mbappe.
Who?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Aye, it's Grado that talks about him all the time, innit?
Grado's
Mate,
growing
what about that World Cup final?
Mate, honestly. So, I was saying to you the way over, we missed the first half of the game because we were on stage, but we had a show at 6:30 on the Sunday. So when we came off stage back at 4, we caught it for the second half onwards. I've, like you said, what's at stake in that game?
Yep.
In the way the game went.
It can be nullified, see,
can be
because there's
stale.
so much
Aye.
at stake. It can, like, some teams play not to lose.
But mate, this game, see when Mbappe scored that second goal.
What a finish, man.
Oh,
What a finish.
I think Grado knows who he is now.
I think you'll have heard him.
Aye, he hadn't heard him, Greg. He'd never heard of Mbappe about 2 years ago. But honestly, to see Messi do that, to win the World Cup,
Somebody's at the door.
Is that Grado trying to break in?
That's Chester.
No, but it was a phenomenal game of football, and it was very apt.
It was, and do you know, I was saying to you before, like, from time to time, when it comes to the World Cup, you do like sweeps and stuff like that, right? And some of the betting companies and that will give away free bets. So my mate got £1 free bet, and he done a bet builder. He done 2 each at full time, 3 each after extra time, and 4 to Argentina on penalties. And he won £95 for a £1 free bet. And what I said to him, bet you wish you'd put a $5 on it.
Aye. How can you dig that up?
I know.
How can you pull that out the bag?
I know. It's nuts, innit?
Aye.
I'll show you the photos and that after.
It's what it is. People say the best World Cup finals all the time. It might be up there with one of the greatest games all the time.
Aye, I don't think there's any doubt about that. Aye. Like I said, like the importance of it, so much was at stake, and both teams came out. France, don't get me wrong, France for the first half were rotten.
They were so poor.
But they've come out in the second half. They've made the changes in the first half straight away. You've got to give Deschamps credit, because if I was a France manager, I'm not taking Giroud off quite as early.
No,
but he did, and he put his trust in the young striker, the young boy up front, and.
Was it the first half he took Giroud off?
Aye, 34 minutes he took him.
There was a virus winter in the camp or something.
Him and Dembele off at the same time, and that's a ballsy move.
That is.
Can you imagine being a striker in the World Cup final? Just over half an hour, you turn around, your numbers held up.
Especially
when you're going for the golden boot.
France's all-time goal scorer now, isn't he?
I know, and like I say, he's going for the golden boot as well. He's on level terms with.
He must have had he must have been hit with that. You don't take Giroud after you don't. He must have been hit with that virus. But to see Messi win it was. But I think what we're forgetting here as well, man. What was the house coat he was wearing? What was that about?
Here, there's a World Cup, but first of all, you need to dress up like some sort of fucking ninja. Are we allowed to say that? I don't know. Are we allowed to say that?
Allowed to say that? I don't know.
Who knows? We'll let them check that and post edit.
But I think along with Messi,
mate, what was that all about? Actually,
I don't know. It ruined it.
I know. I'd have been a bit gutted. You want to lift I was about to say lift the belt.
Aye, lift the belt.
You want to lift the belt with your singlet on.
How's he not just kept his strip on?
I know. How could he not have give them an Argentina jacket?
Aye, a lot of flag.
Aye.
Remember Totti? When they were lifting the Italian World Cup and they had the Italian flag wrapped around his seat and all that.
That's right, aye.
But let's not forget, alongside Messi, the man who made that World Cup, Mr. Alan McCoist.
That line about the 3 goals,
that
mate.
was brilliant, man.
I'm like, to Sammy, did you hear what he said there? She's like, what? I was like, tell her. She's like, what does that mean? No, that way when a great football line's wasted.
Aye, but how good was he? In the comedy, he was brilliant.
He was great. He really was.
He really was, and make no mistake about it.
I'm telling you right now.
He was phenomenal, but Grado was in stitches and he said that line. I missed it, so we were all sitting in the dressing room, crowded around the phone, and I missed it initially. He's like, did you? I'm like Sammy, well, obviously I knew what he meant, but Grado's like, alright, but you hear that? Do you hear what he said? And I was like, I didn't hear it, but he said it back. I was like, that is, he was genius, but the full World Cup, he was genius.
I started on BBC One, and oh my God, see their commentary team. Danny Murphy.
Jenas.
Aye. Do you know, it's like the audio equivalent of watching paint dry.
Aye.
It's so bad, but switched over to ITV, and it got better for there, but I think looking at the tournament as a whole,
success.
I would say so. I think like everybody kind of warmed to it after a wee while. Everybody at the start was like, right, wait a minute, it shouldn't be over there, which is fair enough. I still don't think it should have been. But I can't remember who, I think it was Darren Huckerby or something said the other day.
He's like, random
he said, human rights violations aside, what a tournament.
That kind of...
It sums it up, doesn't it?
It maybe explains why you don't hear for Dan Huckerby.
Possibly.
Dan Huckerby trying to get in there, man.
Turns out this is the first transfer window he's not been linked to Celtic anyway, so he had to keep his selling the news.
Human rights.
Human rights violations aside. What a line, man. What a line.
But let's be honest, the next World Cup and next Euros and all that, it needs to be in the summer. You can't.
Oh, well, the next one, it is in the summer.
Where is the next one?
America, Canada and Mexico are splitting it all together.
No.
So it's a...
We're going to have Diana Ross coming out to start again.
Beyonce now.
I'll be Beyonce.
Beyonce with a big pointy shoes on.
Beyonce and Jay-Z, man. They'll be coming out to start that.
I'll tell you who'll not be there, Kanye.
Oh no, Kanye's busy, man. He's trying to come up with the next set of Yeezys, man.
He's trying to keep himself out of jail, the mad bastard.
Aye, he is.
No, but like I was saying there, it's going to be in America and that, so the last time it was over there, the games were at like 2 o'clock in the morning and 4 in the morning and all that.
That was one of my greatest summers ever.
Guess who works night shift, my man?
Aye, you'll be watching.
This guy.
Aye. Well,
you're a roving reporter for a pint and 2 shots.
He'll have all the... Chris Toal will have all the up to the minute updates on the games. No, but that was like in the summer when I was a wee guy. I was only 11. And staying up at night watching the football, man.
94.
USA 94. It was class.
I remember the Spain and South Korea game.
I remember Georgie Hadji's goal, remember? For Romania.
Against Colombia, wasn't it?
That was a nail, man.
The one, the Spain and South Korea game. Spain were winning 2-0. South Korea...
Did South Korea beat them?
Brought it back to 2 each. The one you're thinking is Nigeria versus... somebody, it was like they were getting beat 2-0 and they won 3-2. That was a great tournament, America 94.
It was, but the final broke my heart.
Obviously, but I'll be honest with you, at the time, as much as I love Baggio and that, I was a huge Romario fan.
Aye, he had the tournament in his life.
Aye, they were amazing. Him and Bebeto were unbelievable.
And you had R9 on the bench, remember? He was just a young kid breaking
his name on the back of his jersey was Ronaldinho.
Was it?
Yes.
Really?
Because there was another Ronaldo, and he was Little Ronaldo, so Little Ronaldo translates.
Did you watch the documentary?
The Ronaldo one? No yet. And I've not watched the Messi one yet either. And there's another one I want to watch. What's that about again? It's about the last year of the English First Division before it changed to the Premier League. And Leeds win the league, so I want to watch it. Mate,
you need to watch the Ronaldo documentary. If any of you's watched it, Jamie, you're not on it. Nah. You watched it?
Ronaldo?
Phenomenon.
Is that guy?
Oh man, honestly. And it's the way Zidane talks about him, Diego Simeone, mate, you'll love it.
Is Jose on it?
Jose's not on it, no.
Because I read a quote about Jose the other day. He says, of all the players that I've played with, nobody comes near him. And not played with, but managed.
Aye.
And when you think about it, he was at Barcelona with Bobby Robson at the time. So he was the assistant manager. When you think about the players that Mourinho has managed over the years, for him to single him out and say that nobody comes close, unbelievable.
Maldini talks about him, and he says he's one of the worst to play against. He's like, he was the him and who else do you think it was?
Zlatan?
No.
I don't know.
Messi.
Of course.
Aye. He says that. Then Diego Simeone, in very Simeone style, talks about him and just goes, he's a mad bastard. He says he's a mad, calls him a bastard. He's like, he's a bastard. And he's just sitting there and he's raging about it because he shows you wee clips and he just absolutely terrorises Simeone.
It's like, that's the sort of thing, though. Like, see when you've got somebody that your rivals, one of the players that your rival, like, for example, for me, I would say it was Gaza at the time. I always liked Gaza, right?
Aye.
And then he signed for Rangers, and Andre Kanchelskis as well, same story. Loved him before they went to Rangers, and then there's that begrudgingness. You're like that.
Here's the thing.
Still a great player.
Who's the one, is he the one player you'd pick that's played for Rangers that you would go, I wish we'd signed?
Gaza? I would say so, mate. Aye, definitely.
Who's other? Pick three.
I think it's obviously your first two is Gaza and Laudrup, right? They're the two best players that have played for Rangers that I've seen. But my other one would probably be Jörg Alberts, I think.
Aye.
Just like when they played against us, it's the players that when they play against you, you always fear them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
what about McCoist?
She's a different story. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'd have been a wee bit older when he was in his prime, you know what I mean, it would be different. But the three that I would go with is the three that I said. What about you? Who would you pick?
It's going to be a Larson, isn't it?
Larson.
I was gutted when he signed the Canio.
Aye. Because he came from Milan.
Just because I had that whole thing. But when they say, I don't know, so still punches quite a lot. You know what I mean? So it didn't really.
The Canio. Aye, that's true.
I would say Larson definitely. Maravchik was something else. Because he's one of the wee guys.
Don't forget the guy that I forgot as well.
But Maravchik's one of them that know. I'm not saying he's as good. I'm not saying these guys are as good as him.
Aye.
But when I look at Kyogo and Hatate, I'm going, where the fuck do you bring these guys for? Do you know what I mean? How have you just play? So was it Weghorst signed Maravchik?
It was.
Aye.
With the greatest respect to Kyogo and Hatate, they're no 34-year-old.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? How did Lubo get
to that stage in his career
without being picked
nobody knew who he was?
Well, he was supposed to sign for Juventus after Italia 90.
Right.
And he got a bad injury. And when he get rehabbed, he ended up signing for St Etienne at the time. So he was due that big move, but the injury scuppered it.
But I'd say Larson Maravchik.
Right, here's after this one, I've got another question.
Yeah, I'd probably go Nakamura then maybe, because he was one of the players. He scored against us quite a few times, and you're going, he was a class act.
You know, go for see. I would probably, if I was an Rangers fan, I would probably say somebody like Tom Rogic that seemed to score every time he touched the ball against Rangers.
He did, but do you know what?
Gary Hooper.
What a striker he was, man.
He was a brilliant striker.
But do you know what I think with Rogic? Greatest respect to Rogic, right? He was a very good player, but he lorded it over a Rangers team at that time where I go.
True, aye.
That would be my counter to that, where I'd go, see, if Rogic played.
So let's talk about Gaza again then.
Not a bit. Mate, come on, you said some great teams. Tommy Burns team fucking. He's didn't lost it. Was it one game he's lost this season?
Lost, aye.
Do you know what I mean? So that says it all.
And who scored in that one game? Fucking Gascoigne, wasn't it?
There you go. No, push your next question, you ask.
Right, so obviously we talk a wee bit too much about Celtic Rangers on here, I think, right? So if you to pick three players
right
for your lifetime for other
Scottish
teams to sign for Rangers that never signed for them.
That's a good question. Three players? Right, let me think. That's a very good question, man.
I should have said Andy Gorham.
Well, why? Broke your heart many times. Right, out with Frank Sosie.
He was going to be my first.
Aye, Frank Sosie's got to be one of them.
Oh, see, I can't pick Lata because he played
for Rangers. Frank Sosie'd be one. I would still in my lifetime, but Big Eck. I know he was a manager.
Aye.
But what a centre off.
He wasn't a Rangers player. Fair enough.
Frank Sosie, Big Eck, and try to think of other ones. That's just when you really get shown up with your football knowledge. You're age enough to pick Sosie.
Oh, right, Emmanuel, like to pick him now. Right, I need to pick that one. I was going to go, right, well, mine would be Sosie.
No,
McLeish.
I would maybe say, trying to get right good players, man, that you always go to.
And you know what's going to happen, see, when this goes out, folk are going to say, how did you know say him? How did you know say him?
Right.
Right, I tell you what, we'll do one for one, right? So you've done Sosie and Eck. I'll go Frank Sosie as well. I'm going to go with Owen Coyle.
Great striker. Still is.
Aye.
Still is.
Still knows his way about a Fitba.
Aye.
Who else? Right.
Do you know who was a good striker? It turned up a lot against me. John Robertson.
John Robertson for Hearts.
Very good striker, man.
Speaking about John Robertson, Lawrence Shankland is close to being the first Hearts player to get 20 goals in a season.
Is that since Robertson?
Since John Robertson.
That is, aye.
Since John Robertson. But so you're going for Robertson, McLeish and Sozzy. I'll go for Sozzy, Owen Coyle and Ian Jess.
Mate, I swear on my kid's life, I was going to say Ian Jess.
Aye.
It
was between Ian Jess and Duncan Shearer for me.
Mate, Ian Jess was a baller, man.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A much better player than I get credit for.
Definitely, man. But there we go, guys. That is your inside knowledge of our Scottish football knowledge.
Your inside knowledge of our Scottish football
Our inside knowledge.
Your inside knowledge.
My inside knowledge.
Of our inside knowledge of their inside knowledge.
Russell Lappy was going to be one, but I forgot he played for Rangers or not.
John McGinn. Nah, I'm not having that. No one.
Mate, I've got a bit of beef with John McGinn. And I'll tell you for why. I think he's a wee bit overrated. I really do. I know it might be controversial.
You've just given me a wee talking point there.
There you go, mate. Right, it might be a bit controversial, right? He's a very good player, but I think he's very overrated. I think me and you've said that a few times in the group chat. Big Scott, I know that's a Scotland song for him.
I tend not to voice my opinion publicly.
I know. Yeah, we keep this. Keep it in.
I've got to keep it in. That's the talking point.
I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying when you think of Scotland greats early years that have played in similar positions as him, I think he's still got a long way to go. I'm no slagging.
Are you trying to tell me that he's no all that in a bag of chips?
He's not. He's got a great arse. He uses it well. But for me, he's not what he's made out to be yet. And do you know what, troops? Don't fucking at me. Right, so let's give a shout out to our sponsors, and I have a very intense looking Christopher Toal growling at me.
It's no, I'm just making sure you get it right.
I know, because this is usually Grado's time to shine. And he's always under a lot of pressure. But I'll
tell you folks, I think I've seen the process that Stephen does for learning his lines. Because I've seen him going through this, and if he manages to get this in one go...
Well, we'll see. But we're going to talk about Performance Tyres, though, right?
Tell me about Performance Tyres.
Performance Tyres supply a wide range of high-quality performance tyres at low prices. They've now got 3 branches, Anniesland, Ayr and Carmunnock.
I got it. There we go.
Right.
It's Carmunnock, it's pronounced.
I know. You've just got me on your thing. Right.
Okay.
So Performance Tyres supply a wide range of high-quality performance tyres at low prices. They've got now 3 branches in Anniesland, Ayr and Carmunnock, covering all 4 points of the Central Belt. They stock all the major tyre brands: Pirelli, Hankook, Avon, Uniroyal, Yokohama, Continental, Goodyear, and they are specialists in... Lassa tyres. They'll not just cover your car, they'll cover your 4x4s, your light trucks and vans. They supply all-season tyres, winter tyres and run flat tyres for all seasons. They provide a professional tyre fitting service, and all branches have up-to-the-minute fitting equipment to take care of those precious alloy wheels and provide the high standard of computerised wheel balancing and accurate wheel alignment. You can get them on 0141 954 9344. That's 0141 954 9344. Or you can click the link in the description. Performance Tyres. If you need a tyre, give them a shout.
So listen, I tell you what we can do just now then, Stephen. Why don't we bring in remotely via the angels?
Via the magic of Greg's digits.
That's it, the voice
of Grado, to chat about our latest, newest, high quality sponsor. Greg, let your digits do the work.
I need to say a big thank you this week to Mr. Blonde, the barbers in the Merchant City. They are sponsoring, one of the sponsors on this week's show. Mr. Blonde, the best place in Glasgow to get your haircut, and I'll tell you why. Raf has been my barber for nearly nigh on 8 years. Now, Raf at Mr. Blonde, he was at another barber's when I first started going there, and then he decided to open up his own shop a couple of years ago in the Merchant City on Wilson Street. And the place is amazing. What a vibe when you walk in. Sometimes I feel when you go and get your haircut, it can be quite intimidating going into places. But Mr. Blonde, Raf and the team there are so welcoming. I'm telling you, they know all the up-to-the-minute hairdos, the haircuts, the hairstyles. If you fancy getting in there chilling out while you get your haircut, He'll offer you a wee cup of coffee, a wee cup of tea. He's even got a big beer pump. The music, the tunes that he plays are amazing, and he's a big fan of the show as well, so that shows you what type of guy he is. He's absolutely brand new. So Mr. Blonde on Wilson Street, why don't you pop in there, give it a wee shot, getting your hair cut. I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, I'm always sharing when I get a wee top up the old shade. So I'm here to say thank you very much to Raf and Mr. Blonde. Mr. Blonde, the best place in Glasgow to get your hair cut. You won't regret it. You'll be looking sharp. You'll get a good banter with all the team. And I can't say anything bad about Mr. Blonde. He is the number one. He's the top dog at the barbering.
He's not done.
Oh, and his chairs are comfy and all. And he always wipes me doing my wee baby wipe in the back of my neck after I've had my hair cut, which is just it's a nice wee touch, man, to be honest with me. I like when he does that. And he lets me use his toilet as well. So he's a good guy, man.
He's not done.
Have a look at his Instagram. His social media is on fire. Mr. Blonde Glasgow on Instagram. You'll see various styles and cuts and patterns and etc. All the latest groovy hairstyles that Mr. Blonde does. You'll see pictures of me there on as well. So that's Mr. Blonde Glasgow.
So just to say, right, I think what Grado meant to say there's a fade.
I think he
not
meant
a shade, right?
fade.
So I think Mr. Blonde, we're not doing any a disservice here. We know you don't do shades, mate. We know you do fades, right? And if you want to look like Grado,
maybe he was getting his hair dyed.
maybe.
You know what I mean?
Really,
Up to the minute shades.
He's gone very grey. He's having a lot of issues with that.
He's got a bit of patch, isn't he?
But if you want to look like Grado, go into Mr. Blonde. And when you get to Mr. Blonde,
actually, I would like to feel that would play as you walked in the door.
As soon as that door opens, can you imagine Grado doing his Grado walk?
Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine walking in and you say, right, I'm here for a haircut, and Michael Madsen walks out with an open blade razor. Know what I mean? Like, where should I sit? Take one of the two seats, alright, so I'm stuck in the middle with you.
I knew you were saying that. Honestly, man, I was just waiting you turn into fucking Jerry Rafferty there, man, honestly. No, but if you want to look like Grado...
Where do I put my money? Or just in that little green bag over there? Sorry.
And then at the end, once you get paid, man, you just give him exactly that because you don't tip.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey,
beautiful.
No, but Mr. Blonde in Merchant City, Glasgow, welcome to the Pint and Two Shots team. Do we want to talk about G4 now?
Well, let's talk about G4 then. We've got G4 Claims.
We're back in Wishaw.
We're in the beautiful G4 Claims studio, out looking at another sponsor, the Performance Tyres Arena. You know something, I can't wait to get people in here to have a look at us, Stevie.
What, didn't I?
Aye, I can see that with some seats and a stage and a couple of old-timer footballers sitting with us having a chat.
Aye, definitely.
But this could not be possible without the folk at G4 Claims. Nicole and the team, obviously, if you've got any sort of not-at-fault claim, get in touch with them.
Yep.
Any sort of accident is a pain in the rectum. They take all the pressure and the hassle off you. They do it from step one.
Make it a stress-free experience.
Right through until you get a big fat check with your name on it.
Yes, so
maybe a new motor.
Who
knows?
Aye.
Who knows?
Aye, so if you've been in an accident, it's not your fault. Get in touch with G4 Claims. It's 01698 767 172. That's 01698 767 172. Not at fault claims.
Made easy. So, football.
Since the big man's not here.
Aye, we may as well do something.
We talk about football. Boys, you want to talk about football since he's not here? Aye, right, here we go then.
Right, okay. So,
SPL action was
SPFL.
back. Aye, but SPL, what are they? We're the Scottish Premier League.
Scottish Premier Football League.
Are we still, we not just...
SPFL, Scottish Premiership.
Aye. SPL, yeah?
It's SPFL.
It's SPFL, no, like the football, like the...
No, it's the SPFL, Scottish Premiership.
I don't want to talk about football.
No, dear.
Right, no, it was back.
Want to talk about Jester again?
I can talk about Jester all day.
Right, so, it was back. Rangers found themselves a goal down pretty early against Hibs.
That was a horrible night, because I wasn't... See, because I'm doing Pint and I can't see it, makes it worse.
I know what you mean.
So, we went on stage, it was
especially when you've got
Hibs.
somebody in the wings going.
Aye, well, that's what happened. We went on stage, Hibs were winning 1-0. me and Grado watched a wee bit of it, and then went on stage, fuck. So we're on stage, and I'm like, right, surely we've pulled him backwards. Fucking, he came off, wee coil in the wings, big Celtic man. Walk off, he's like, it's 2-1 now. I was like, thank fuck. He's like, no, it's 2-1 to Hibs. I was like, fuck. So what's going on?
Right, see, obviously, you'll be listening and watching this just now. We've got a group chat, and Ben, I don't know why, but for some reason his feed is always a wee bit slower than everybody else. I'm not sure if he's maybe using illegal means to watch football or something. Maybe. I certainly hope not, Ben.
I know, hope not.
Anyway,
but so, I like how Ben still claims to be an Accies fan, but he just loves to dig it into the Rangers all the time, doesn't he?
I think he just likes to dig it into use, to be honest with you.
He hates Rangers.
But getting back to what I was saying, right? So he always goes like that. Don't give his updates too soon because I'm a couple of minutes behind. I'm watching it live, but I've went into the kitchen after Rangers have scored, right? And Greg says it's 2-1 to Hibs, and I went, haha, he's kidding, Ben on.
Nah, you walked back in.
I went in, it was 2-1 to Hibs. I couldn't believe it. Mate, it was a great finish by Nisbet, right enough.
It was a great finish, but the defending, man.
It's just a shame that Hibs never come out for the second half, innit?
No, really. I'm happy, didn't they? No, I think obviously it's got to take a bit of time under Beale. It's not going to be a quick fix. I think when you've seen the starting lineup, and you're right away, you're seeing Lundstrom and Sands, two midfielders.
4 defenders, three of them weren't defenders.
Right.
And they're all playing out of position as well.
Aye. Well, 2 of them weren't. Devine's a defender, he's a full back. He was just playing left back.
Right, but he's a right back though,
aye, but he's a defender, but you're sitting basically with 2 midfielders in your centre half positions, which is, I think the boy Devine, when I watched the highlights back, he done alright, Greg, didn't he? The boy Devine, he looked alright, done well.
He'd need to be good with that name, wouldn't he?
Divine. But it's, I don't, when I seen the starting lineup, the first thing that screams out to me is that squad just needs so much investment. Do you know what I mean? You're looking
but see, when you take into account the amount of injuries that you've got.
Hopefully the night, because obviously we're recording on a Tuesday night, we go to Pittodrie. I've got a feeling you'll see Davies and Goldson playing the night. I think they'll start.
You think so?
I think Goldson will start the night. I do. I definitely.
Maybe rushing him back. That's a blood and thunder game.
I think
Aberdeen at Pittodrie.
Mate, the big guy.
You know, it's not for everybody.
The big guy. He's no missed that much football in his career.
I know, it's crazy. And he had a heart condition as well. He never missed that much.
So I think he's a fit guy, man. I think he'll be chomping at a bit to get in.
Of course, it's not just that. He's going to want to play under the new manager and stuff like that as well.
Aye, definitely.
I mean, I'm questioning whether he was injured or whether he just wanted rid of Gio.
Yeah, just forced his horn.
Oh, my leg!
I think he just wanted half that pitch that night against Liverpool. I'm telling you, man.
Aye, we were talking about Leon King. What was Goldson saying? He's man dad at the Liverpool game.
I can't play. He's fucking... No, but it was good to get the 3 points, and you don't want to start off. We every game now we need to win.
Like I say, it did feel like the start of a new season, didn't it? Strangely.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. But your mob,
I seen
late goal again.
But talking about the Rangers game, I seen a tweet, right? Somebody says, look at all the Rangers fans with their cuckoos on, or do they call them stonchos?
Stonchos? Were you wearing a stoncho that night, Greg?
No, I'm up in the...
Oh, you're up in the club deck? Aye. A stoncho. Mate, I can see Castell bringing out the winter stonchos.
Castell.
The Castell stoncho anthem jacket, man.
Nay back on it.
What about when you went to Pittodrie? What was the script there?
Right.
I seen the stats, so I kind of can make my own assumptions, but...
Well...
I'll give you a stat. Aberdeen haven't beat Celtic in 19 games. 4 years and 7 months.
Wow.
I had a wee conversation with you and Cameron about this.
I seen that. I was in Mill and Carter when you were texting.
So you and Cameron says, look at this, the stats speak for themselves. Aberdeen only play for against Rangers. And I says, no, what's happened is Aberdeen are coming up against a higher level of opposition when they play against Celtic. That's why they don't have as good a record against Celtic as they do against Rangers. Right, now, you can argue that all you want, but he's gone over the last 19, 20 games. Over the last 19, 20 games, Celtic have won the league 10 out of the last 11 years. Right, so they're going to have better records against teams than Rangers. It's just fact.
It is, right, it's also a fact. Everybody can see it, that Aberdeen they raised their game against Rangers. Everybody and their granny can see that.
It's like Hearts against us.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm saying. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's true. Aberdeen, right, alright, they didn't have a shot.
Ewan's not right, but
I think Ewan is right.
how fucking dare you? How dare you?
I think, right, Aberdeen didn't have a shot and goal against yours, right?
Aye.
They'd, what, was it like 17%?
Aye, but Ewan's never had a shot against us,
No,
and he still beat us
still beat
1-0.
I know, but they'd like 17% possession or something, am I right? So I'm just plucking numbers out, but it was something like that, wasn't it?
I think about 14% of that was when we were standing for throw-ins.
So there you go, right, but Aberdeen will look like Real Madrid tonight. They will, guaranteed.
I hope so.
I
hope
know
so.
you do. And it's, I mean, obviously there's a history there with Rangers and Aberdeen with the whole Durant thing and all that, and
It's mad that all of this comes from one tackle.
It
I know it was.
wasn't
I
a
know it was.
tackle.
A
It was an
fucking
assault.
assault.
Aye, it wasn't a tackle. How dare you?
It was certainly was not a
No.
tackle, to be fair. But it's like that whole. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but was it that much of a rivalry before that happened, or?
Kinda before my time a wee bit.
Aye,
What do you
exactly.
think, Greg? I'm old on
If it's
you,
before
man.
your time, it's before his
I
time.
know, I was going to say that. Looking at fucking young Greg, young slim Greg, yeah. Bit before my time, Greg. Do you know about this? Okay. Greg Button there. He gets younger every time I see him.
almighty.
No, but I think Aberdeen, you know, right, I seen an interview the other day, right, with Ryan Jack, right? It's all talking about Ryan Jack's future at Rangers and all that, blah, blah, blah. Then they touch his on when he was at Aberdeen. He says when he was at Aberdeen, when the fixtures come out, the first game they look for is Rangers. Right, that's the first game they look for. Aberdeen fans hate Rangers fans. Aberdeen very much dislike Rangers, and it's mutual both sides. So it's only going to be, it's normal human behaviour. When we go there, they're going to raise their game all the time.
But what I would like to look at is all the teams' records and see how it varies, because I think the rivalry between Aberdeen and Rangers gives you that impression. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, Celtic and Rangers, you could say that they raise their game against each other. So there is that point, but I refuse to admit that Ewan Cameron's right about it.
I will put my goolies in the vice and say Ewan Cameron's right.
Well.
I'm sorry, I know that breaks your heart a wee bit too. Sorry, but Ewan, staunch, my man. I mean, Ewan knows big Rangers, man.
Anyway, so
But
Celtic beat Aberdeen that
They
day.
did, aye. Shocker.
When the stat that sticks out is Cameron McGregor. Callum McGregor.
Ewan daft.
I'm Ewan in the heat, mate. Callum McGregor had more successful passes himself
The
than the whole
full
Aberdeen team.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
What a performance he put on, man. And, you know, what, the last few weeks when he's not been playing, I've been like, we're not missing him that much, but that game on Saturday shows you exactly what he brings to the team.
I had Kyogo missed a sitter, one of the boys in a pavilion said, did he?
Sitters, man. I was actually talking to my neighbour about that. He says, "Do you watch the game?" I said, "Aye." There's something about. I think we need to sign a striker. I really do think we need to sign a striker.
Is Jackie Mackey's linked to somebody else?
Yes, he's been linked away. He's been linked to wanting a move, but there's no been any
Is that a
interest.
Saudi Arabian team, did I read?
Was it?
That's what I read somewhere.
Oh,
That's
get a
Saudi
checkbook out,
I
boys.
know. Here's one for you, right? But you want to continue talking about the Celtic game first before I get to this?
No. It's basically what I was saying to you in the way in here. Normally, I'd be a nervous wreck, like as the game's getting on, but see that whole game, I knew it was going to come at some point. I just knew.
Was that a good goal?
It was a screamer for the edge of the box, right in the bottom corner, a cracker. But
He's a big player for you, McGregor.
he is.
He's a very
And,
big player.
touching on your John McGinn
Rant.
McGregor never seems to underperform, which is it's a great trait to have.
He's one of the players. It's like early years. There's always been a player you go, Mr. Consistency.
That's
He
it.
is, and he's very tidy. He doesn't waste a lot of the ball. And he never really wastes a pass.
Definitely not.
He's a very good player. But here's one for you. After that World Cup there,
Yep.
Josip Juranovic, how much would you say is enough to lure Celtic to part with the right back Croat?
Well, when you look at the teams that are linked to him so far, you know,
Tell me them. Who is it?
Atletico Madrid, Man United,
He'd fit into a Simeone team, wouldn't he?
aye, Barcelona. I hope he doesn't go to Barcelona because they kid on, they've got money.
Aye, but I hope he does go to Barca and they promise you all sorts and they never pay you. I'd be quite happy with that.
End up with Gavi or something like that when they go out of business. But it's
Man United be a good move for him.
I think it looks like he's going to go to a big team.
Do you think he'll go in January?
I think he probably. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, of all the players that we could sell, I think he would be one of the ones that we would miss the least.
I think so.
To be honest with you, I know that we've brought in Alistair Johnson. I've not seen enough of him, right? But
is this Australian boy?
Canadian.
Canadian boy, sorry.
I really like Ralston. I think Ralston's really consistent, like you're saying there about Gregor. He's really consistent. He very rarely makes mistakes now. He's grown into the role. And do you know what he is? He's as good as Juranovic is. He's more of a threat going forward, I think, Ralston. Strangely, but...
So you wouldn't really...
I would obviously be sad to see him go because he is a good player, but in the grand scheme of things, he would be one of the players that we would miss the least.
Would you miss Giacomakis?
Aye, because he's a different type of striker to Kyogo, but like I say, we need a striker. Kyogo, he tends to miss a lot of chances, and if he's not on it, then he can disappear. But he's also capable of that one bit of magic, you know. So I do think we need another striker, and
he's linked to him, didn't he?
The South Korean boy.
Right.
I'm not even going to try and remember his name, to be honest with you, but he played at the World Cup and apparently he had a great tournament. I've never seen any South Korea games, so I couldn't comment, but I was hoping it was the one that plays for Spurs.
I think he's only to get about fucking 80 million for Juranovic to be able to sign him.
Maybe we could just do a swap deal with Spurs.
I don't think that's
they're struggling for a right back. That Emerson Royale's crap. Know what I mean? But
right, gone to Tynecastle there as well. Hearts started back with a 3-1 victory over Kilmarnock, and a young man by the name of Lawrence Shankland, we were saying, with a double.
2 for Shanks.
So we were saying earlier, he's on, 15 now, Greg?
14, I think it
14. So...
if he gets 6 goals between now and the end of the season,
he's going to take, isn't he? The
first Hearts striker. He get 20 goals in a season since John Robertson, which is a mad stat.
I said at the start of the season, once they get their Europa Conference campaign out the way, and they're not playing Thursday, Sunday, Hearts, I think, will comfortably finish third. I
think Hearts will be more of a threat next season because they'll have that conference money in as well.
I think I think out with Old Firm, I think they've got a great squad. I think they've got a very good squad.
They do have
you
a
still
good squad.
tipping Aberdeen after that performance at the weekend?
Well, you know, what I say is I've watched Aberdeen a fair bit. And
you're a big fan?
That performance in Saturday, I was really disappointed with my boys, I'm not going to lie to you. Mate, I put in the group chat, I says, I'm a wee bit feared of this Aberdeen strike force.
They did, and they didn't even get a sniff.
I tell you what a shift that Duke puts in, but honestly...
That who?
Duke. That's his name.
I know, that's how you get mixed up with that Dick.
That performance that Dick put in. No, but
Hearts are only a point off Aberdeen now. They're in 4th place.
It's going to come down to the Aberdeen Hearts matches. You're right.
Maybe you say Ross County at home to St Johnstone.
I thought that was a jailer for Ross County.
They went 1-0 up and all, then they went down to 10 men. One of the Baldwin brothers got sent off.
Alec?
Jack
Baldwin. Is that not him for... no, it's Jack Douglas. Don't know where I get that for. It's got... There was a Mike Baldwin. That's what it was.
Aye, for Corey?
Aye.
Aye.
Fucking hell, Toal. Jeez, oh.
Ali Crawford with a double. 1-2 Vance at Johnson. That's a good result for them.
Ali Crawford, still a player.
Still a baller.
Still a baller. Remember 10 years ago, you played Hamilton Accies.
Aye, it was the first game back. It was Warburton's first game in the Premier League.
It wasn't 10 years ago then, was it? What am I talking about? It feels like 10 years ago, but done it?
It does when you're a Rangers fan.
Aye. The bold alley was showing you the way that day.
We beat that day?
2-1, wasn't it? 2-1, was it?
We beat 2-1? Can't remember.
Who knows?
That was the day.
No, he'd be able to tell you Ben, but he's not here because he's fucking skiving.
Aye, he's taking his Christmas holidays, isn't he? Aye. But these games coming up now, the night, obviously we're recording, Rangers got to Pittodrie. Yous are at home. Yous have got 2 home games now, but is it Livy?
We've got Livy then St Johnstone.
We're at Pittodrie.
Mate, watch out for that Ali Crawford.
We're at Pittodrie then Dingwall.
2 easy trips for yourselves then.
Don't know, man. We can't afford to slip up, but I mean we need some.
That's a good point. You know, if he's managed to get into the Celtic game without dropping points, then
the thing that Bill's got here is a tough one because he's 1 game away from a fucking crisis. Because if we get beat, yous win. That's 12 points.
Aye, but you can't blame Beale.
Can't blame Beale, but you know what Rangers fans I like. It's
Well, this was the point I made when Ewan was on the show, Matt. The point I made was, no matter...
Ewan again, man. Stop it,
See if you get a... Listen, he's completely in my head.
He's rent-free.
I know. Son of a gun.
Calling Sammy Ewan and all that.
Oh, Ewan. Hang on. Fuck. Right, anyway, what I was saying was that regardless, he says it's a free hit until the end of the season, right? I says you don't get a free hit as a Celtic or Rangers manager.
You don't.
You know what I mean? Like you say that he goes on a run of 5 bad results. People are going to be calling for his head. You know?
Well...
And regardless, I think... You've got to get him at the end of the season anyway, right?
Aye.
I'm talking here as if he's lost games already, but you understand what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. It's like, right, say we go to Pittodrie, we drop points, we go to Ross County, we drop points, right?
Then you play us.
Say you go 12, 15 points ahead, then come the Old Firm game at Ibrox on the 2nd of January, you are 15 points ahead. That's a nightmare.
And then...
And you're just looking at them going, you need to win a cup, or both cups. So it's a hard one. It's a hard one for him. But like you say, mate, I think that's just Ewan coming from the small club mentality. You know, from Hearts, you get a free hit. You don't get a free hit at Rangers or Celtic.
No, definitely not.
Bale needs to put at least one trophy in the cabinet this year.
You give him half a season to get a trophy, but
I think so, mate. I think so. I think they do. I do.
See, this is why I hate this.
Well, mate, you're saying...
You know what I mean?
Well, right, look at it this way, right? So you're saying you're giving him half a season to get a trophy. One of the tournaments, he's got 2 games to play. He's got a semi-final and a final.
Aye.
We're playing Aberdeen at Hampden, then we've got a final, hopefully. So you're going...
Potentially against Celtic.
Aye, but
so that's 2 games that you're talking about there now that are threats in the league.
It is in the league, but these 2 games are at Hampden. So you go and win the 2 games, that's you win a trophy. It's not... You're not asking the impossible of him. You're not saying, right, for you to win a trophy, it's in half a season, but you're going in that half a season, he's got 2 games to win a trophy.
Aye, you're right.
You're a Rangers manager,
enough.
You're judged on trophies, you're judged on titles, you're judged on...
Do you know who else has got 2 games to win a trophy? Big Ange.
Who?
You know who I'm talking about, boy.
Big Ange.
He's looking over my Christmas tree, I'll show you a photo.
Have you got him? Have you got him as the angel to tap your tree?
Sammy bought me a full life-size cardboard cutout for my birthday. And he's standing behind the Christmas tree making sure nobody steals the presents.
Here's a question for you.
Yes.
Who do you love more? Ange Postecoglou
Ange
or Ewan Cameron?
Ange Postecoglou. I thought you were going to say Sammy there.
No point talking about Sammy, mate. He's talked about fucking Ewan and Ange.
I know.
You all want to fucking say about Sammy when she was in here? And not in a good way.
Well, fuck's sake. Oh, Grado's wee face.
I Grado loves Sammy, man. He does.
Sammy Daft, the bastard.
He's Sammy Daft.
Anyway, so was there any other games?
That was it, mate. Other games were postponed due to the bad weather.
The bad weather, that's right, because... oh.
What?
Did I tell you about I showed you my cooking at the weekend, didn't I? I took 3 draws, right?
Oh, mate, that was brutal.
I took 3 draws and put a fiver on it, right? And one of the draws was Swansea and Coventry.
I seen it.
Coventry were 3-0 up, and I cashed out, mate, and I done myself out of 300 odd quid or something.
And Grado, what was he put in? I don't think he looked at it properly the first time.
Aye,
nice.
Oh, nice.
Aye.
And then he tried to claim that he knew.
Sarcastic.
Aye, he's a rascal. He's a rascal, your boy.
But that was a pint, 2 shots, SPFL roundup.
So, we've managed to last an episode without the big fella.
I know. I mean, we've got a lot of football chat in there.
We have, aye.
Aye.
We better not get used to it.
You've mentioned Ewan Cameron quite a few times, is that the big fella you're talking about, or are you talking about Grado?
It's talking about Jester.
Hey, don't talk about Mali.
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 Lee. Anyway, another episode down.
Another episode down, and
an extra one this week.
Next episode is going to be It's going to be a Christmas episode.
Indeed. And like we say, we're going to be doing it on location.
On location.
A special winter wonderland.
Oh yes. A beautiful place.
Yes. So get your guesses in. I'm quite sure that a few of them.
I think a few have already guessed. Ryan Dunbar. He's been guessing everything, hasn't he?
Mother flipper.
Oh, aye. Mate, my eyesight's bad, man. I couldn't see that there. Sorry, boys.
What was he holding there? Your eyesight's bad.
Who orders need to help?
Jesus Christ, man.
No, but it'll be. Hold on, let's start again. That was the lowest for
I was
my.
trying to get you to say mind subscribe.
Aye, that was the lowest for my part. No, but wait.
How does that hang no hang in the hang me hang?
Aye, the hang me hang. Sorry. Yeah, we'll just do this again. Start from the top.
Start from the top. So, the end of another well-waited on episode.
Yes.
We weren't here last week.
Yes.
So, we weren't here last week because of Panto and stuff like that.
Aye, busy boys.
Busy boys. But, you know, it was good to be back, Steve. It was good to talk a wee bit about football.
Aye, because we don't really get to do that a lot with Grado.
Grado starts the show where it's a football podcast, and that's the last time he mentions football.
Aye. And then when we start talking about football, he gets his phone and starts checking his emails and all that.
Starts looking about what hairstyles Mr. Blonde can get him.
What shades he
can get.
No, but the next episode will be a good one because it is going to be a festive one.
A festive Christmas special.
Yes, it's going to be Christmas.
I'm going to see if I can get an elf outfit.
Aye, I could get you, man.
What are you talking about? You're wearing one and all. Have you seen the graphic?
Aye. 2 elves. It could be like, what is it? We could call it a different thing, man. 2 elves and...
A cunt and 2 elves.
It's a bit harsh on Grado,
A beep and 2 elves.
A beep and 2 elves. No, but I'm looking forward to it. We're doing it from a very festive winter wonderland.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. A spot that is close to Scotland's heart during the festive period.
Yes.
So, I'm buzzing for it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still scrambling to try and get people to come on for us. But we'll get there in the end.
We'll sort that out. But troops, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Rate, review, subscribe, like, all that jazz. Get up to the minute notifications.
Comment, nice comments.
I'll probably get a few bad ones this week because I said John McGinn's overrated, but I'll take that.
To be fair, you know, I think you probably might get a few folk agreeing with you as well.
Aye.
Just let them argue amongst themselves, Stevie.
I'll put myself out there, I don't care.
Sorry. Just drop a grenade and then walk out your room. Beautiful.
Exactly.
Typical Purden behaviour.
I've been known for that in the past, remember?
Yeah, no, fine, well.
Running down Glasgow Street.
Aye. We've all felt it.
We'll not get into that again. No, but I'm going to go and get my tights on. I've got a show today, right?
That's right, so you have.
I think I'm going to see Big Lee as well.
And you?
Big Lee.
I might not bargain home to bed.
No.
What time do you think you'll get there for?
We'll be there for about back of 6.
I will be standing at the stage entrance door.
You coming on tonight?
Well, if Grado doesn't turn up for the panel, I might need to.
I know. We'll see, man. We'll see. No, but we're going to go. Because I need to go and get ready.
Fair dues.
Aye, it's been a good show. Trips, speak soon.
Thank you very much for listening.